Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Future Stars live on Hidayat TV. Just to remind you, our topic is the outer way of knowing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is part one of I think 3 parts that we're going to be doing. So I'm just going to go straight into it. So before the break, what were we talking about?
We used to talk about
the cause and effect.
Yeah, cause and effect.
Yeah, the cause and effect, and how there's nothing else in this universe that can that doesn't go by this rule, and we need to apply this to the universe as well, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
So we can make understanding that this universe would have had a cause.
Yeah.
And that cause would have been who?
Had an effect.
No, the cause would have been who?
Oh, what?
Do you understand that question? The cause would have been Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the cause would have been Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the effect would have been the universe. Because who caused all of this? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if we apply this to the universe has to have a starting point. It has to have a part where that it was had been born and it had been created, and the cause must have been someone with must have been God, because there's no other explanation, because nothing can come from
Nothing.
Nothing can come from nothing, and when
Something can't come from nothing.
Something can't come from nothing, and now what we're going to be talking about is that life coming from chance, and we're going to be talking about that now. So Misbah's going to start us off. So can we start off with our salawat?
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. By mathematical law, we can prove that it would be impossible for the world to be created by chance. Chance or probability means that something may happen or not happen. The chance of one particular thing happening can be calculated by knowing the number of possibilities that could also happen at the same time. Take the following example to make it clear what exactly chance means. Put 10 coins in a bag, numbered from 1 to 10. Shake the bag and without looking, try to take out the coins in the right order, putting back each coin after taking it out. Mathematically, the chance of the first taking out coin number 1 is 1 in 10. Taking out 1 and 2 in succession is 1 chance in 100. 1, 2 and 3 in succession is the chance of 1 in 1,000. Your chance of taking out all the coins from 1 to 10 in the right order would reach the unbelievable figure on 1 chance in 10,000 million. That means you may have to try many times, if possible, to perhaps be able to take out the coins in the right order. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Thank you, Misbah. So Misbah has given us the idea of probability and chance. So she was talking about the how mathematically impossible it would be for the world, for life to be created by chance, to be created by chance, and she was talking about there how hard it is for chance to go your way, isn't it? Yeah. So what example did she give there?
Coins in a bag.
Yeah, coins in a bag, and they were all like numbered
1 to 10.
1 to 10, and she had to take them out in order. So she would close the bag and then shake them, yeah, and then take a coin out that needs to be in the correct order, so 1 to 10, and Misbah, what do you mention the chance of getting 1?
The chance of getting 1 is 1 in 10. The chance of getting 1 and 2 is 1 in 100, and then a chance of getting 1 and 2 and 3 is a chance in 1,000.
Yeah, so to get them in order is and that, or if you continue that and to get it in mode, so chance in to get 1, 2, 3 and 4 would be 10,000, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you're getting an understanding of how hard it is for like chance to go your way, and for probability to work in your way, and how hard it would be just randomly for life to appear as chance. Yeah. Even if let's say life even could appear by chance, which we don't believe it actually can, because remember, nothing, something can't come from nothing, can it? Yeah. Let's think, even if life can come from chance, yeah, and how impossible it would be even from chance as well, if we think about it. So we're saying you've got the next thing as well. So can we start off saying after loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum.
For the world to exist as it does today, so many conditions are necessary that it is not possible that all of it could be by chance. A Swiss mathematician by the name of Charles Egon Guy has calculated how likely it is for chance to have formed a single living cell. Each cell of a living creature is made up to 5 elements in exact proportion for it to function well. The chance that from all the elements in nature, these 5 would come together in the amount and produce required is 1 chance in 10,160. To understand this amount, write 160 zeros after the number 10. For just one single sight to occur by chance would require 10,243 years. There are billions of cells in one human body alone. To calculate the chance of the cell being formed and taking on different functions to form the human body is an impossible task. The example of the cell is just one small example amongst the millions of examples that could be cited to show the impossibility of creation by chance. So many exact conditions are necessary for life on Earth that they could not possibly exist by chance. The Earth rotates on its axis at 1,000 meters an hour. If it rotated at 100 meters an hour, our days and nights would be 10 times as long. The hot sun would then burn up the vegetation during the long day, and everything would freeze during the long night. The sun is just far away enough from the earth to warm us up enough. If it gave only half of its present radiation, we would freeze, and if it gave a half more than it does now, we would be roasted. If the moon were closer than it is now, the tides would be so enormous that twice a day all the continents would have been submerged. If the ocean was a few feet deeper, all the carbon dioxide and oxygen would be absorbed and no vegetable life would exist. Because of these and a million other reasons, we believe it is not possible that life was created by chance. So what?
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Thank you, Hussein. So Hussein was talking about the continuing from Misbah's point and how chance is impossible to bring up life. So he mentioned talking about not any big form of life, just a cell he was mentioning there, and he was talking about a person there that actually predicted and made this thing, saying what was his name?
Charles
something. he can't remember there, so he actually said that that from one cell coming by chance was 10 to the power of what?
160.
160. So so do you know what to the power of is? That's like.
So you write 10 and you write 160 zeros after.
160 years. 160 zeros after it. So that's a really big number, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's for like one cell to come in by chance. So it's really quite nearly impossible, isn't it? That to all these elements to come together in the exact number and in the exact environment that it needs to be in to create this form of life. And then he went on to mention about what?
The sun and the moon. Is that like, so it's so hard to believe that like the sun, the way it's positioned, is that, what's it called? If it was any closer or any farther away, we would either burn or we would be freezing cold. So it's really hard to believe that it came by chance, that exact meat, like the exact position it is in, like it is hard to believe that.
He was mentioning there and talking about the whole universe out of us, and how we are exactly in the right position, we are in the right space, we are in the moon is the right space, a distance from us. We are in this zone that is so perfect, that is so right, and that can bring life for us. We are in this zone, and it's really impossible to think about it in our heads that all of this came by chance. And you know what actually scientists call this zone that we're in? Do any of you know this zone from the distance from the sun? They call this zone that we are in, not that, they call it the Goldilocks zone. Do you know why?
Right.
If you think what's the story of Goldilocks? That she goes into the house of the bears, and then she tries the porridge. The first porridge was what?
Too hot.
Too hot. Second one was
too cold.
Too cold. What was the last one?
Perfect.
Just right. So we are in that position that our zone, that the distance from the sun and the distance from the moon, and the right sea level on Earth, and our atmosphere is so right. It's just right for us to live here, and all the rest of the animals and plants to live here. And it's really impossible to think this actually all came by chance. And that's why for us, that we actually believe that there was a greater power who actually created this and put this in the right order, put the space apart from us, from the sun and the moon and the sea level just right, and the atmosphere just right for us to live in it. So have you learned a lot today? Yeah. And hope people as well have learned this, and can, if anyone tries to challenge our beliefs. So this is the important thing that we need to learn, that to keep ourselves knowledgeable. That's why we're doing this Tawheed series. So if anyone tries to ask us questions and tries to question us believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and tries to divert our beliefs, we have this knowledge in us. We have this knowledge in us to prove them wrong, and to say why we actually believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because science, can it actually disprove the existence of God? No. There is no proof that they can disapprove the existence of God. And on our half as well, we can't give them
solid evidence to prove that.
People have in their heads that they can't disprove the existence of God, and we can't strongly prove the existence of God. But what they need to do is we give our reasons why, and they give their reasons why, and we see which one is the most logical, and that one is right, isn't it? Yeah. And we've established today how logical our decision is, and it must be right, shouldn't it? Yeah. So I hope you learned a lot today, and I hope people at home as well has learned a lot today. So we're going to be continuing with talking about this outer part in next week's episode. So we'll see you next week, same time, same place on Hidayat TV. But until then, Good Hafiz.